Casting. Yes, it's Alexander Campbell, Sandy for short. And I said I was going to, give you a quick casting video at the RHAP event in Toronto, but I decided to hold off because I applied to get into the director. I did attend, by the way, uh, but the Directors Guild of Canada program to be a set PA, and I got in. And I want to emphasize something. A year ago, I was not working in the industry. I have a film degree from Columbia College of Chicago, but I didn't get in. But I, yeah, no, a year ago, but I was living in a homeless hotel program. And then I wrote a bunch of casting directors spring 2022 because I was having trouble getting employment. And one of them was kind enough to, a casting associate of a prominent casting director, was kind enough to write back to me, and he told me, like, this is what you got to do. A year later, cut to a year later, I've been working in commercials, and I even worked on the set of a Paramount Plus CBS, you know, Star Trek Discovery photo shoot for 2 days last fall. But I am going to have steady, secure income. I'm going to be trained as a set PA, which will, and eventually maybe I'll be a first AD. So isn't that fucking awesome? But like my story, that I've been applying videos. I don't know when I started. I always say I've been doing it for 10 years, but it might not be quite 10 years, or I don't know. I don't remember when my first video was. But I mean, think of all, like, I was living, when I first applied to you, I was living in Louisville, Kentucky, having a job through my ex-wife. I had some kind of weird thing with the Chicago court system that I had to work out. I was, in immigration limbo. Bam, I survived that. I have applied to you as a mountain man in Colorado. I applied to you traveling through Mexico and Central America. And even I got the sand from a Survivor filming location. And it was so phenomenal to bring that to Survivor contestants and saying, you brought Survivor to me, I bring Survivor to you. And tell them, like, I'm going to be on that show. Tell, like, people like Carla and Gabby and, other contestants. And when I talk to Omer, it's like, because here's the thing, Marianne is adorable, by the way. Man, she is so adorable in person. But, I'm very grateful that Omar and Marianne got on the show. But I was applying to be on Survivor before them. And in fact, I'm going to remind you of something as you pass me by. I'm going to remind you of something. I may be one of the inspirations why you have Canadian contestants in the first place. Because I was a Canadian citizen living in the US applying to be on Survivor before Canadians could be on Survivor. And so, but it did make me a little sad, because it's like when I was at the RHAP event and I finally got to meet Rob Cisternino, who had been pestering with emails for the past 10 years. That was awesome. He's a really cool guy. I like him a lot. I was a little bitter at him during the pandemic, but I love him a lot. He's a and he knew who I was. That was so crazy. When I introduced myself to Rob, he goes, "Yeah, you're Alexander from the emails." How do you know? Um, but um, but anyway, it's amazing. And I told him, you walked on this sand in All Stars. You walked on this sand. That was, and he did. Um, and But I am so grateful. I have a lot to be grateful for, and there are things that I meant to put in this video that I forgot, but it's all good. I said that I wasn't. Oh yeah, no, Omer. I asked Omer, like how could I like for casting things, because casting. He says how he got on was he had this elaborately edited video. I'm not in a situation where I can make you an elaborately edited video yet, in different locations. I can only, I, but as I said, I'm reminding you that I may be one of the inspirations why you've got Canadians in the first place. So please use me. And I was sad. I was sad because it's like I could be at the table with my fellow survivors talking with them instead of being one of these, and a lot of those people don't even want to be on the show. And here I am telling when I told there was an early like there was some survivor contestants as cousins in the audience because they're technically not supposed to be there, that were on this season, and to see them on the screen and see them in real life was crazy. But there was one in particular, an early boot, and she goes to I say, I'm going to be on Survivor one, and she says, I'll never forget you, meaning that people have forgotten that she was on the show, and I'm so sorry for her. But she was awesome. And I'm deliberately not giving the names because they technically were not supposed to be at that event. But anyway, yeah. But it was awesome. Um, yeah, and I'm going to give you I'm going to apply at the 1st of June. I'm going to apply at the 1st of July. I'm going to apply at the 1st of August, 1st of September, or around there. And we're getting me on. We're getting me on. I will play Survivor like I've played my life. Like, here's the thing. I've been in impossible situations. I never thought, like, here's the thing. This is something you don't seem to get. That I never thought I would ever get to go to Panama. I could not get on a plane for 20 years. I have a passport now. Had a passport for like 5 years now, but there was a time where when I was originally applying for Survivor, I could not leave the United States. I could not get on a plane. I didn't even have ID. I've survived all that. I survived homelessness. I survived 2 years of unemployment. I found outside the box ways. And here's the thing. I'm working in the industry. And I'm also friends. I have friends in the casting world who are friends of the people casting the show in Toronto. So, and I've come from nothing. But if you want to see how I play Survivor, just look at my life. My life is an amazing life. Don't bypass that. Don't bypass my accomplishments. Don't go like, well, I would rather somebody who went to McMaster. I want somebody who went to Harvard. I want a rich kid who can, with his parents' money, can, 3D print puzzles. Oh, what an accomplishment. That kind of pisses me off, the 3D printing puzzles thing. It's like only privileged people can. Well, they do have now, like, you can go, like, you can, like not everybody can afford a 3D printer. They do have 3D printing things, They do have 3D printer shops that you could go out and spend some money on it. But anyway, I just want to say, I have not been able to be like everybody's been traveling these past 3 years. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo. I have not been able to travel yet. I'll get to. I haven't seen my family. My mother and my sister, who I'm in contact with, they only live in Halifax. I've not seen them since 99. And I just have not had the money to go out there or been in the situation, but I will now. I will now. But so you don't have family visits anymore, but I'll get to go see them now. So it's I don't know. It's just I'll just end this message, and I love Survivor, and I hope you see the value in me, and and I hope you see the value in me.